All right, welcome back. Sports Show YouTube. We're going to be getting down on some Reggie White career highlights. Reggie White, man, I'm telling you, two-time Defensive Player of the Year, finished with 198 career sacks 12 times. He had 10 or more sacks in the season. Check out these numbers, too, in 1987 and 1988. 21 sacks in 87, 18 sacks in 1988. Captured a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers when they took out the New England Patriots in that Super Bowl. I'm telling you, Reggie White, especially when he switched over from the Eagles to Green Bay, that was such a monumental move in free agency back then. But Reggie White, first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best to ever do it. I'm not talking about defensive side of the ball. I'm talking all time. Reggie White, definitely a top 10 player. But let's run this Reggie White career highlights. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Let's go.
And there's Reggie White. And that's that hump move where he gets his right arm in and just pulls the guy in. Now watch your right arm there. You know, that'll happen a lot when you're blocking Reggie White. Reggie White is the best defensive lineman in the league.
That seems to be pretty much unanimous.
We didn't have a lot of respect to think that he was as good as he was. We didn't know.
We finally made it to the field, and he was a wrecking ball.
Sims is down. Reggie White, just acquired. You know, his nickname is the Minister of Defense.
I could see such awe in the face of the Giants because he was running over them. There was a frightening look in their face.
I'll tell you, he's going to be a force. If he can play this well the first time he plays, we can go around mid-season, he'll really be going.
I don't think I've ever seen a defensive lineman like Reggie White.
6'5", 285 pounds, and he can run. I mean, he's relentless.
Reggie was a man among boys. There was nothing you could do to stop what he was doing.
One of the best to ever suit up in the NFL.
One man changed your offensive thinking for the entire game.
Reggie White was the complete package.
We're talking about the best defensive tackle, defensive end, whatever you want to call him, ever.
9:13 remaining in the fourth quarter. Walter Payton is brought down quickly by Reggie White.
You talk about natural strength, great leverage. Reggie White, number 92.
White is the most gifted defensive lineman that Buddy Ryan's ever been around. And he's been around a lot of good ones in the years with the Bears.
Reggie White, he's the preacher man that flips and turns like a beast.
The valve sewn on him and pumped him up a little bit.
Third down now. 10 yards to go. Plunkett gonna go down.
Reggie White getting a good push. Look at the push he got on Lawrence that time and pushed him right back into the quarterback.
Still haven't decided the issue.
Well, we got to go back to that one. I'm surprised they didn't show the replay. Watch him blowing out that right tackle right over here for the fucking Raiders. Holy shit. This right tackle goes flying.
Look at the push he got on Lawrence that time and pushed him right back into the quarterback.
Still haven't decided the issue. Plunkett in trouble. There's Reggie White, number 92 there first.
They didn't call it Minister of Defense for nothing. When he hit a quarterback, he on top of me, he had that look. And then he'd get up and say, you all right? He said, all right, well, bless you then. He gone back to the huddle. And he found a way to come bless you again.
Redskins marching with the first and 10 at the 23. Williams will throw it. Nope, he won't either. It's stolen by Reggie White.
You talk about momentum turning around. You come back, look, he's coming away from him. You see what happened is he was looking to the left. Williams was. White just came in and took the ball away from him.
Reggie White is so strong. He takes number 74, who's not a small player, he just throws him back into the quarterback. What a play by Reggie White.
That's Adams. Move. Chased out of the pocket by Clark. And now by Reggie White. First and 10 Giants. Rutledge comes back to throw and is hammered by Reggie White.
He was like he was in a cannon. Watch him like someone shot him out of there. It's a different team.
And Chris Godfrey. Here's Rutledge back to throw. And down he goes, Reggie White again. Manuel in motion.
Didn't they have on those defensive teams with Buddy Ryan right there with the Eagles? Eric Allen in the secondary out there. I think they had, Seth Joyner, I want to say, was out there too. Just a great defense. And obviously Reggie White put together out there by Buddy Ryan once he left the Bears.
Sims out of the sprint formation. The Eagles on the blitz. They had Sims, and he dropped the ball. And Soon is to the left. And O'Brien back in the pocket. Under pressure, there's Reggie White. So it's second and goal from the 5. O'Brien gives this time to Vick. who's tripped up in the backfield.
And you see this guy not only sacks quarterbacks, but he plays the run well.
The thing that probably stands out with Reggie White was his upper body strength. He would just take both hands, extend them, and then just look to see where the quarterback was and got rid of the offensive tackle.
The dominant defensive player in this league.
You know, when I'm on the field, I want to do my best to intimidate the guy in front of me.
Reggie was the guy that everybody feared.
Let's get back to playing football like we started out the first 4 games, right?
He was an absolute animal.
Yeah, that'll happen a lot when you're blocking Reggie White. Great players do things. I mean, Reggie White will have tackles, and Reggie White will have sacks. And you always wonder, where's Reggie? What's he doing?
That's really a mismatch where you got a tight end going against an all-pro like Reggie White. 1st and 10 on the 18 of the Eagles. Everett is sacked by Reggie White. Who better to make that big play than probably the best lineman in the NFL? When you gotta have a big play, you've gotta have your stars come up and make them.
I'd say Reggie White has played every snap as hard as you can play this football game.
And you know, that's all you can ask. You look at the great defensive end. You start out with a Deacon Jones, a Doug Atkins. Reggie took it to the next level.
Rice left, Taylor right. Montana. Reggie White gets him and grabs him.
I was just about to say, he split that double team right there. That right tackle and guard trying to gang up on Reggie White. Get the hell off me.
The 2. 61, the center, comes out. He gets through both of them and makes the sack of Montana. That time, White, 92, just bull rushes it, engages Sapolo.
Straight 4-man.
Sorry to keep pausing the guy. Sapolo was a great all-pro. I think he played for the Patriots, too, for a couple of years. Unable to contain Mr. Reggie White. Who the hell could?
Rush. Got it.
Here's Reggie White here. He's going to come boom right up the middle. You see White? Right up the middle. He splits that thing. Now once here he gets a full step. Now watch what he does to Phil Simms. Point.
Reggie White came out of nowhere and buried Elway.
That's where Reggie White likes to line up best. We talked about that when he can get a pass rush up the middle. And the good thing about lining up over the middle is once you break by him, you see, once he gets by Rafferty there, now you're right on the quarterback. We just cut the drumstick off. We'll give it to Reggie White. You have a shutout. You have to give it to a defensive guy.
1st down and 10. Hogaboo. Good night, Reggie White.
Stud again. Pitts goes right. Hogaboom, who's not very agile.
Count how many bodies attempt to block White. What is considered by many the greatest pass-rushing defensive end in the National Football League.
Reggie White now lined up over the center. Doug Smith. And Reggie does the job.
Of course, he didn't have this big Ram offensive line. He was looking good.
Very true.
Fumble. Eagles have it. And the guy who's going to make things happen is Reggie White. Watch him. He's even doubled. He gets the rip. He gets the...
That's Jackie Slater right there. Another Hall of Famer. Just a little spin move after the command and said, put the rip move into him. Good strength right there.
Spin. Comes off the spin. Gets Everett, the ball, and everything.
2nd and 6 from the 50-yard line for the Colts. Pressure on Trudeau. He doesn't feel it, and the ball is taken away by Reggie White. Tesker in motion on 3rd and 10 to 40. Trudeau with pressure coming up the middle. White's got him.
That's Ray Donaldson, also one of the very best. Ray Donaldson 3 times in the Pro Bowl.
On 2nd down. Trudeau flush up the pocket. Reggie White in the grasp.
Steve Jordan starts in motion. Gannon takes his drop. He looks. He's hit. He's sacked. The Eagles have him. Ball came loose, and Reggie White came up with the football. 2nd and 10, Washington. Rutledge is sacked. Eagles get him. Reggie White. Back goes Humphreys. He has the ball deflected at the line of scrimmage, and it's caught by Reggie White. Down the far side of the field. Across the 20. Across the 15. Reggie White pulled out of bounds.
Eagles show blitz and then drop out of it. Marino, Reggie White has it.
Mark Dennis tries to throw on him. But you just can't go down and try and throw on somebody like Reggie White. He's going to dance around you and make a play.
Reggie White is the best defensive lineman in the league.
That seems to be pretty much unanimous.
Monster arm where he just hit the tackle and the guy would just go 2 or 3 yards outside and let you make the sack.
Mikowski with time, running out of it, and down he goes. And it's a trap play, and it goes nowhere. Reggie White's been all over the field already. 2nd and 10. Mikowski got hit, the ball came loose, and the Eagles have covered it.
And here comes a pass, and Reggie White. He's going to fly right around Nate Newton. Watch him right here. Bootleg against the grain, but Reggie anticipating a trick play.
Esiason's already back at work, and he gets smothered back there by Reggie White. 3rd and 12 against this Philadelphia rush. And Esiason feels the rush and goes down in the face of it. Reggie White in for the sack. Since 1985, more sacks than any other player in the league. Esiason pass deflected and intercepted. Reggie White. White, like a ball hawk, collapsed on the football.
Irvins, Reggie White. Reggie White continues his streak as the only man in the NFL who has more than a sack for every game in which he has played. Rummage, Reggie White. That is the 3rd sack.
He tries to throw the ball, it's intercepted, and running in for a touchdown is Reggie White.
I'll tell you what, right now the difference in this ball game is Reggie White.
Linebackers are better, defensive backs are better, other defensive linemen are better because of his presence.
They can fool and rush you, but he can run around you.
Right side of the screen, goes around McElroy, through him. That's the ball out of the hand of Jay Schrader.
Reggie White meets Marcus Allen.
Hostetler wants to throw. He's hit, and this is Reggie White. He's rolling. He is being chased. Reggie got him by the legs. Gilmore retreats. He's hit. Reggie White has him inside the 10.
When Reggie White cranks up the bull rush, there's no one better.
That's why Reggie White is an impact player, and that goes all the way back to the first play in the 4th quarter.
Let's say Bear in the end zone. That could be a safety. That is a safety.
That's why they call him impact player. Reggie White took over this game.
I was really impressed when I came up here the first time. Green Bay was the farthest thing from my mind. And with the direction the team is going, I think they have a total commitment to winning.
Running in, rolling to the left, chased by Reggie White. Fumbles one hit. White got him.
Reggie White made it cool to play in Green Bay.
That's another guy we got to check out right there who got the strip. Forced fumble and the sack on Mr. Randall Cunningham. Randall Cunningham's highlight film's got to be ridiculous.
I'm bringing the sack to the pack.
Elway, Reggie White got him. And listen to this crowd. Here they come. And they got him. Reggie White is there.
You have to take care of Reggie White.
Pressure coming, and Elway's going to be sacked in number 92. Reggie White has been relentless. 4th down, 19 yards to go. Elway being flushed and sacked again by Reggie White.
Back to throw, rushes on him, blitz, and he's sacked on the play by Reggie White. Steps up, scrambles right, hit by Reggie White and sacked.
The 30-yard line, we try to offer whatever we can here in terms of poetry. A sack on Wilson.
He is just... Man, I was just about to say the push he got that offensive line. Boom! As soon as that ball was snapped, he pushed that poor left guard about 5-7 yards right off the snap.
Going to bring pure power. Hudson Kennard, look, boom, running right over. That's 300 pounds he threw out of the way. And then Willie Rope tries to get on it, but too late. Play action, and Wilson is going to be sacked by White.
Already 5 times today. Practice and survive. Offense buys him some time, and Hostetler escapes for the moment, but Reggie White sacked him.
A real good pass rusher is relentless. He never stops, and that's what you see there.
Been taken to the hospital for observation, so it'll be Vince Evans the rest of the way. And Evans gets the pass off, but hit at the 37. Picks up the loose ball.
Leroy Butler, one of the best safeties in the 90s, at least the middle to late part of the 90s. It was a nice little heads-up play by Reggie.
3rd and 10. Miller in trouble. And there's Reggie White. Ball comes loose. 3rd down and 8. That nearly snapped over his head. White just throwing aside.
And when you get Reggie White one-on-one with someone, more times than not, Reggie White's going to come out a winner as he did right there.
Terry Allen is gobbled up by the guy we've been talking about, Reggie White.
Chris Carter, the wide receiver, kind of thought about just for a second blocking Reggie White, then thought better of it. None of those runs have gone for touchdowns.
Play action fake by Warren Moon. He's in a little bit of trouble. And the play is going to be made by...
Why was it 2 straight times Chris Carter was the one to put the block on Reggie White? Was that like a block and release play? Why the hell would you be doing that? Maybe you're tight end, maybe. But what the hell is Chris Carter doing if foul blocking Reggie White?
Reggie White, he just bowled over the blocker.
It's a mismatch when you have a wide receiver, Chris Carter, number 80, trying to block Reggie White. It's just not going to work.
You watch him, he's working against a rookie, Larry Allen. Can't use that left arm.
Garrett back.
I think Jason Garrett has to know when you have Larry Allen over there trying to block against Reggie White that you better not float that way. You better not roll that way. It's going to be tough enough for Larry Allen. They better give him some help.
But Reggie White put another one of those bull rush moves on Larry Allen.
He just takes that right arm and just gets him going straight up in the air.
There's 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter. A busted play, and Dave Craig is sacked back in the 20. Turn in motion. Sanders. There's the cutback. Watch out. Reggie White there to bring him down, and he saved.
What do we say in the Madden streams? Don't hurt Gibby. Don't hurt Barry.
Huge play.
Also, he uses that bad arm.
Aubrey Matthews in motion for the left. Craig, look out, pressure, steps away, in travel, down he goes.
Reggie White. And you let Reggie White go one-on-one with one of the guards. He just bull rushes Sean Bowens right into Craig's face. Doesn't give him any opportunity to find a receiver.
Miller on 1st and 10. Play action, and he is taken down. Miller is sacked by Reggie White, the all-time leader.
Well, how many guys offensively can you afford to put on a guy like Reggie White?
This time Carter the lone setback, and back to throw Eric Kramer. Kramer steps up under the pressure. He fumbles the football. It's torn away from behind. Looks like Green Bay football.
Moves to his right. Aikman gives again to Emmitt Smith.
That is a great tackle for a big man.
Here's Aikman.
And that makes Reggie have his 150th sack.
The all-time leading sacker.
Evans in motion. Moon loses his footing and now is sacked. And that's Reggie White.
Aaron Moon. Chase. And loses the ball. And we're going to have a touchdown. Sean Jones. Reggie White put the pressure on Moon, and Jones picks it up for the fumble recovery. Good protection is Zaire now in trouble. Wow, gets away somehow, but not a second time.
Damn, was that big old Gilbert Brown? That dude was literally almost 400 pounds, knocking himself out on that play to the left of that. Let's see if we can find that again. Watch, Gilbert Brown should be this fat dude right here in the middle. Looks like he knocked himself out.
Good protection is Zaire now in trouble. Wow, gets away somehow, but not a second time.
Now he's in the 3rd down package.
3 wide receivers. Irvin was in the slot. Aikman is down by Reggie White.
I told you Reggie White was fired up. Watch him right here. Here he is against Eric Williams. He just beats him. He beats Eric with his push. Then he pushes him, and then right around him.
He wants to win so badly. He is the guy who came to Green Bay to try to take him back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, here's what I mean.
Fucking Stan Humphries. Imagine that dude got to a Super Bowl. That San Diego Cha-Cha team with Bobby Ross, Natron Means.
Anytime 3rd and long, Reggie knows that it's going to be a pass, and he's just going to take off.
You know, he's got the perfect combination of strength.
Look at the way he just walks Riesenberg back into the quarterback.
12 years, never won a championship of any kind in his entire career. There's Bledsoe. Down he goes.
And there's Reggie White. And that's that hump move. Then he's going to come to the inside. Now watch the right arm there. See him get the right arm, and he just throws Max Lane to the side.
Reggie's coming again. And Reggie White.
Reggie White's going to take over this game right now. It's going to just be one Packer legacy.
And Reggie again. His third sack of the day.
And Reggie White deserves a championship.
Yes, he does.
I always loved those Patriot jerseys with the Patriot logo on both sides of the shoulder. Thought those were cool shit. I think I had a Terry Glenn jersey one.
The Vince Lombardi Trophy is coming home.
So they're not worried about Tyrone Williams as far as the cover guy.
Here's Detmer back to throw, and here comes the rush by Reggie White around the corner.
On first down from the 31, Mitchell trying to get away. Reggie White gets to him.
Just when you say he's a non-factor, guess who's a factor?
Gilbert back to throw it. Look out. Reggie White. Wide receivers. The Packers take the blitz. Here comes Reggie White.
You know, you say, oh, Reggie, well, he's getting a little bit older. He waits for his moment and then explodes.
You can give me Reggie White on my team any day of the week. The man has got character, and he knows how to play the game. I'll tell you something, Reggie White's not the same. Is better than 80% of the players in the league.
One of the best that's ever played his position.
Young is hit. The Packers pick it up.
Remember at the end of the Super Bowl last year, it was Reggie White, and he does.
I know a lot of people didn't like those San Francisco 49er jerseys right here with the darker red and the different color gold. I love those ones compared to the ones that they switched back to, the old school ones in the 80s.
Things like this, he's going against Kirk Strafford, and you think that Reggie White can't be Reggie White, but Reggie White can still raise some havoc on you.
The tight end split to the left out of the slot. And Dilfer loses the ball. It's a fumble.
Gets the ball slapped right out of his hand. Just a bull rush. Just pure power.
Third down and 6. Dilfer is sacked.
Reggie White is putting on a clinic to Jason Odom today.
Batch under pressure. Reggie White had him around the ankles.
He just takes Tharp and throws him away.
Batch under pressure, and down he goes, Reggie White. He's just amazing in his 14th year.
First 15 of these plays.
4 wide receivers for Young. And again, he's taken down, this time by Reggie White. Young back again. And he's tripped up.
And they started going after it from the get-go.
There's Steve Young, and here's Reggie White.
There's that club move. He got clubbed on that last play by Reggie White.
And a play fake. Here they come, and Detmer goes down. And Reggie White with his 15th sack of this season.
Down to the 14-yard line on first down. Myron feeling the heat, and there's the first sack of the season for the Carolina Panthers.
God, I actually forgot Reggie White was on Carolina for that 1 or 2 years. God, Rick Meyer, quarterback for Notre Dame, him and Ron Potlas had so much hype when they signed with Notre Dame. Goddamn, Rick Meyer, number 2 pick of the draft after Drew Bledsoe, I believe, in 93.
Panthers, and the first one for Reggie White in Carolina blue.
Well, we saw that Scott Gregg trying to cut Reggie White. Well, Reggie still has that athletic ability just to jump over.
3rd and 11. Chandler. He's dropped by Reggie White.
Blitz coming, and they got Trent Green again. For Reggie White, career sack 197.
He was special.
Reggie took him to school.
In the critical moments, he can change the nature of the game.
And he did exactly that.
One of the greatest players of all time.
All right, there it is. Good stuff. The all-time career sack leader when he retired. Look, we have 12 times double-digit sack total for Reggie White. That video didn't prove how strong that dude was. He can play in any era. I don't know what the hell would to convince you. Reggie White, man, him, Bruce Smith, Deion Sanders, so many good players out there. During the 90s, Reggie White, man, one of the most dominating players in NFL history. Good stuff right there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. See ya.